Super Smash Bros. 4 is full of interesting characters. There's a huge amount of them, and a lot of new characters were added to the series. 51 characters in total make up the roster, if you include all 3 different Miis. So many that it's very hard to choose a top 10. But I've done that just now, so these are my top 10 characters in Super Smash Bros. 4. The number 10 spot goes to the 3 different types of Miis. The Mii Brawler, Mii Sword Fighter, and Mii Gunner. I know it's technically 3 characters, but they're pretty much all the same thing. They're all kind of based off of characters already in Smash, but doesn't make them any less cool. They're completely customizable in any way, where you can add custom effects, custom costume parts, and even name them whatever you want. And I find that a very fun method of customization, and I just think it's really cool that you can play as any kind of Mii you want. So that's why they're in my number 10 spot. The number 9 spot goes to the Villager from Animal Crossing, and I myself, I'm not a huge fan of Animal Crossing. I mean, I like the game and I give it credit. It is fun and it's a great game, but I've never been a huge fan of life simulators anyway. But please don't hate on me now that I've said I'm not a huge fan of Animal Crossing. I still like it. Regardless, I find the Villager to be a very fun character in Smash Bros. Just because of the ridiculous arsenal of items that he has. Like, as you can see, he's got some items for Animal Crossing, such as the Lloyd Rocket, and I didn't actually show it off in the fight, but you can grow and cut down a tree on your opponents. And he also fights using his bug net. And a potted plant, but I think one of my favorite things about the Villager is his side smash, the bowling ball, especially when someone's just hovering at the edge of the platform. I think I actually tried to do it at some point in this fight. I'm not sure if it comes up, but you can just drop the bowling ball right on top of them and ruin their day. The Villager, he is a pretty generic character with I doubt he would be used very widely, but I find him fun. He's pretty well balanced. Oh wait, here comes bowling ball. Oh, I missed it. Oh, whatever. And his pocket attack, which is the regular special, is great. It allows him to use whatever kind of item he wants after picking it up. So I just find that's fun. That's a great way to mess with your opponent's heads. And I think that's all I've got to say for why the Villager is my number 9. My number 8 spot goes to one of the new, one of 2 new Fire Emblem characters entering the game, Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening. And Fire Emblem Awakening was my second Fire Emblem game after the original one, and I absolutely loved Fire Emblem Awakening. I loved it so much. Like, it was one of my favorite games that I've ever played. And Robin being from Fire Emblem Awakening, I was very eager to try him out, and I was not disappointed. He uses the Levin Sword and even a Bronze Sword once his Levin Sword runs out of uses, and the 4 types of magic from the game, including Dark Magic, which I don't believe was regularly able to be used by Robin in the game, so that's cool. So Robin does have a lot of power. However, he does not have a lot of speed, but he more than makes up for it with being able to attack from a far range. Robin is fantastic at attacking from range. Yeah, there's not much more to say about him. So, there is something here as well. Robin can also be a girl, because in the game, in Fire Emblem Awakening, you were able to customize Robin as a boy or a girl. So it's nice that in Smash Brothers they allowed Robin to also be playable as a girl. But that's all I have to say as to why Robin is my number 8 character. My number 7 spot goes to Dark Pit, and when I first played Kid Icarus Uprising, and I encountered Dark Pit in Mission 5, I believe, of the game, and that was a fast kill, but I believe it was in Mission 5 that you first encountered Dark Pit. I was greatly intrigued, and I really enjoyed the concept of Pit's anti-hero being Dark Pit. and I found that to be interesting, and I always loved to spar off against him when I got the chance. However, I didn't really think he was gonna be anywhere else except for in Kid Icarus. But I was genuinely surprised when he was said to be in Smash Brothers, and he is no pushover. As he is in Kid Icarus Uprising, he's very powerful and can deal a lot of damage very quickly, as you can see by his electroshock arm there. And yeah, so, and he is basically a clone of Pit, but I believe he does do a little bit more damage and is a little bit slower. His final smash is different, but don't ask me what that is. I have completely forgotten. Anyway, I find Dark Pit to be really cool to play as. Like, he's basically Pit, but he's also a little bit different. I found Dark Pit much better and easier to play with than Pit. However, that's just my opinion, and those are the reasons why Dark Pit gets my number 7 spot. My number 6 spot goes to another new character, Duck Hunt, and Duck Hunt, I like him mainly because he's a huge nostalgia, like a huge love letter to old Nintendo players. And no, I never owned an NES. However, I did try to play Duck Hunt on a ROM, and I had no idea what I was doing. Eventually, I learned that I needed an NES Zapper to play it, which I don't think would work with a computer screen. Regardless, Duck Hunt is a fantastic dose of nostalgia with what he can do, which he actually has the items from several different games. I believe the Clay Pigeon and Trick Shot, which is the can. Those are, I don't believe those are from Duck Hunt games. And the Downby, the Wild Gunman, is from the Wild Gunman games. Duck Hunt's Final Smash is also extremely awesome. All the games that have to do with Duck Hunt's moves involve the NES Zapper, and as you can see, I got killed with them. I'm not very good with Duck Hunt, showing that not all the characters here are based on whether I'm good with them or not. However, I find even though Duck Hunt is very kind of hard to use, and I don't really like him for using all that much. I absolutely love him as a character in the game, and I just think that he's fantastic. And he does retain his face laugh. However, we don't get to hear... Oh, no, on the Duck Hunt stage, you do hear the dog laugh. But those are my reasons why Duck Hunt gets number 6. We have finally entered the top 5, and now we start off the top 5 with number 5, Rosalina. And Rosalina, when I first come in, I was never expecting her to be in Smash, nor did I ever think she should be in Smash. However, and when I first tried her out, I was thinking, I'm not going to be terrible with her, I'm not going to like her, I'm never going to play as her. However, I was very, very wrong. Rosalina works brilliant. Rosalina is a fantastic character who has some very diverse attacks, which she has really 2 different fighting styles. She can fight with Luma next to her, or with it away from her. Away from her, the Luma will go off and attack fighters on its own. It will also mimic her moves, but close to her, it will also mimic and increase the power of her moves by adding in a little bit of extra oomph. Rosalina's best attack-wise, probably her regular special, which she can charge up Luma and send a Luma shot, and I'm hoping that I get to show it before I run out of time. I think I eventually just jump off and jump back on, because Rosalina has the most amazing recovery in the entire game. It's insane. Like, on the, what is it, Garden of Hope? Yeah, Garden of Hope stage. I can jump with Rosalina. You can, if you just do the up B, you can. There we go. You can jump across the entire stage. Basically, it's amazing. But those are the reasons why Rosalina gets my number 5. Almost said 9 again. My number 4 spot goes to Little Mac, and you guys might not really know this too well, but I absolutely love playing Punch-Out. I find it to be a very fun game, and when I found out that Little Mac was going to be in Smash Brothers, I was psyched, because there's nothing more satisfying than punching somebody. Obviously, well, in a video game, because I don't want to punch people in real life and be branded as a psychopath, or something of the like. However, punching in video games has always been very, very satisfying, and Punch-Out is no exception to that, and Smash Brothers captures the feel of punching somebody with a supercharge. I'm going to stop my supercharged punch. Regardless, the feel of hitting somebody with one of Little Mac's extremely powerful punches and just sending them flying is so ridiculously awesome that there's absolutely no way I couldn't have him on this list. And he is just about one of the most awesome remixes. I'm hoping it's playing alright in the background right now. It is a remix of the jogging theme from the original Punch-Out. It sounds so awesome. Like, it is so awesome. Seriously, if you've never heard it, go listen to it because it's awesome. And those are the main reasons why Little Mac gets my number 4. The number 3 spot on this list goes to Captain Falcon, the most badass character to ever exist in a Smash Brothers game, in my opinion. He has some of the most badass attacks of all time, like the Falcon Punch and the Falcon Kick. And his fucking final smash is awesome. Like, for those of you who have never played as Captain Falcon, get a Smash Brothers game and play as Captain Falcon, because your life will become so much better by just attempting to play as this amazing character who is awesome in every single way. He is badass, and he sprouts fire from his hands. Fire from his hands! And the Falcon Punch is just awesome when you land it. And unfortunately, Duck Hunt's being a kind of a douche here and not letting me land it. But his side B is awesome. His up B is awesome. His down taunt is awesome. His down taunt especially. Just show me your moves. That's where the taunting is at. He is the master of taunting with that. So, Captain Falcon. So I'm like exploding here because I find Captain Falcon is just so awesome. Like, seriously, whenever I play as Captain Falcon, like, my mind just goes into overdrive and to trying to process the epicness that is Captain Falcon. I can't process it. It's too amazing. And that's why Captain Falcon gets number 3 on this list. The number 2 spot on the list, the runner-up, goes to Pac-Man. Yes, Pac-Man. Some of you may be wondering why I have Pac-Man so high on the list. And some of you probably don't even know who Pac-Man is. But Pac-Man was one of the first games that I ever played. And I played Pac-Man. I played a lot of Pac-Man. Like Game Boy Advance, I had Pac-Man. I played Pac-Man in arcades, not quite arcades, but, and like, if I had an arcade, if there was an arcade machine, I would play Pac-Man on it if I could. I love Pac-Man. Like, even I had Pac-Man World for my GBA, and then I still have Pac-Man Worlds 2 and 3 for my PS2, which I don't even play anymore. But those games were so much fun for me. I loved playing them. And when I heard that Pac-Man was going to be in Smash Brothers, I was stoked, because I absolutely love Smash Brothers and Pac-Man. So, two of the things that I absolutely love are coming together. And Pac-Man was part of my introduction to gaming, along with Mario. It was Mario and Pac-Man that really brought me into gaming, and without them, I probably would never have been interested in gaming, and wouldn't be sitting here making this video for your entertainment. So, despite Pac-Man having such an astronomical influence on me, there's still one character who beats him. Let's see who it is at number 1. But first, we have to give our credits to Pac-Man for making it to number 2. So just who is my favorite character in the Smash Brothers game? It is Mega Man, as you are clearly seeing on the screen. Mega Man is my favorite character in the new Smash Brothers game, and this is he's gonna be on the top of a lot of lists, and mine is not gonna be different in that sense because Mega Man was huge for me, as well as Pac-Man and Mario were. But Mega Man came a little later down the line. Like, I didn't play my first Mega Man game until maybe I was 6, and I was on this website which let me play a Mega Man game, Mega Man 2. Remember going in a Woodman stage and being completely weirded out by it, and didn't like it, and I went, and I'm like, nah, I don't like this game, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna get out of this. So I stopped playing it, didn't really go back to it, until maybe about 2 years later. I came back to it and started playing it, and I really enjoyed it. And that set into motion a love for Mega Man games, where I have played nearly every single one, and still only beaten one to this day. And by every single one, I mean all of the classic ones. I've only played one X game, and I still haven't beaten that one either. Showing I'm horrible at Mega Man, as you guys know from my Mega Man LP that I'm currently doing right now, but I absolutely love Mega Man. He's fantastic. Like, in the game, he's a bit hard to use, because some of his attacks aren't quite what you would want them to be, and he's a little slow, but I completely overlooked those factors when playing as him, because I just, like, I was so freaking excited to be playing as Mega Man. Okay, like, how long I've waited for the chance to, like, I had an idea for Mega Man to be in Smash back when Brawl came out. Like a couple of years after Brawl came out, I was like, how come Mega Man's not in Smash? That'd be cool. And then a bunch of people were talking about it. I'm like, this needs to happen, and it happened. Nintendo made it happen, and they made a lot of people happy. And that they did. There's still more characters that they could bring in that would make some fans very, very happy, but Mega Man was a huge one, and I'm so glad that they brought him in. And that is why Mega Man gets the #1 spot on my top 10 characters in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I hope you all enjoyed this list. You can make your own out in the comments if you want. You can yell at me because my list sucks, or you can be happy with my list. Preferably be happy, but not that I care. I hope you all had a fantastic day. Apologize for some of the audio fails, and have a fantastic day.